All right, it's 7:39 p.m. on Monday, January 11th, and this is my new show called What's on Your Mind? It's also possibly called The World Tonight, or it's called Josh Looks at the Internet. I don't know what it's called. It doesn't matter. It's all about this creative philosophy that I've been learning from several podcasts and everything. It's just called being messy. You just go online and you try doing your thing and you see what happens. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be the right time. You're never going to be ready. You just got to do it. So that's fine. I'm happy to sit here and talk to myself for 20 minutes. I'm going to pretend this is like my radio show, and like I've been given a 20-minute slot. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Let's see. I can see I have one viewer now. I wonder if I'm able to see who that viewer is. I guess not. Um, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do here I've got a couple of things we're going to do here. First, I will start charging my phone. Now, if you want to call in, you can call in audio or video on my Facebook, and then you can be. It's like a call-in show, like I used to host talk radio. And otherwise, you can type your comments, and perhaps I will read them on the air. And otherwise, you can just watch me look at what's going on online, because I don't need, in the old days on radio, you'd have to have some reporter come in with a piece of paper and say, this is what's happening in the news. And now I can just go online. So the reason I'm really small right now is because I'm going to go online and see what's going on. So let's go to CNN.com and see what's happening. Let's see. This is it. This is the news. Oh boy, it's all very exciting. What do we got now? With this news on top of me, I can't see where you guys are, where the chat is. Here, let me see if I can bring the chat up there, and there we go. Okay, so let me see. Can I bring the chat? Can I make this box smaller? This is complicated stuff, but this is good. This is why we're doing it, because then we can, learn. I heard a little sound. Does that mean somebody chatted? Loopy's Fun Zone. Okay, there's always Loopy's Fun Zone here. Let's see here. I'm going to open my YouTube channel as well, so maybe that will help me see the chats. This is going to be very meta. Let's see. You're going to see what I'm actually seeing here. I wonder if I'm able to see. How's this going to work? Let me see. Can I go into my own videos? And is that going to be showing what I'm streaming right now? This is all very complicated. I guess we don't need to be doing this. All right. Whatever. Let's see. Ami, let's hear your wisdom about American politics, oh brother from the north. Okay, yeah, like a few people. Okay, so a couple of days ago, Ami sent me a message saying, listen, man, we're getting bored of you just, of whatever you're posting on your Instagram stories. Isn't there stuff happening in the world right now? So Ami, he wants me to talk about American politics. I'm a Canadian, so what do I know? But I guess I read the same cable news network. And then somebody else messaged me on Facebook and said, yeah, why don't you get Ami on and you guys can talk about politics. Now, our good friend Ami, who organized the trip to Costa Rica that I took a few years ago, he's a fellow Jew. I think he's from Israel, but he lives in Canada. No, yeah, he was in the Israeli army and such. And he does not like Trump. From his Facebook posts, it seems his entire life is about hating Donald Trump. I mean, most of the mainstream media is on board with that. And my dad just sits there going, oh, I hate Trump, because my dad gets a steady dose of Stephen Colbert every day. And he's not really taking in any other type of news. And most people don't seem to have the critical reasoning ability to sort of look at the news and tell where the bias is and how they're twisting things to fit their narrative. So here we go. What is Ami saying here? Do you have crazy armed white nationalists in Canada? They want to overthrow the government in Ottawa. All right. So All right, let's get into it, because I mean I'm a little leery to talk about politics because um, YouTube censors people with anything, giving any kind of opinion or even discussing possible opinions that don't fit into the mainstream left narrative. Uh, and for context, I've always been very liberal, very left. I was uh, the youth delegate to the NDP convention when I was in university. I lived with kind of a socialist roommate, and he is now a union leader nearby in Ottawa. And NDP stands for New Democratic Party in Canada, so it's like the Socialist Party. And then we have the Liberals, which are, I guess, kind of like the Democrats. And then we have the Conservative Party. We've got more parties and then there's the Green Party, and other parties. And the U.S. is basically a two-party system. So I've always been very liberal, and then I've run for the Green Party several times. And when Trump got elected, I was like all upset. You can see my Instagram post. I was sitting in a pub going, "Oh, I've got indigestion. Oh, Donald Trump." But the more I looked at what he actually did, and then the more I looked at the way the media treated him and the way they covered stories, I was like, whoa, 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 this is very, very biased and not accurate and just very emotional, kind of like Ami, like just, oh, I hate him, and there's no way to look at things rationally at all. It's just emotion, and no matter what he does, it's evil. Even if he does something good, it's you twist it so that it's, well, he's just doing it to cover up for something bad. And then if his opponents do something, I mean, all of that stuff is very, very good. So let's what is Ami saying here? We got to keep this fast because I've got speed dating to do in 15 minutes. Although I could do it while you guys are watching. I only brought up since it's right above your head. All right, yes, okay. So, well, let's see. I guess I mean I shouldn't be on CNN right now because that's all we're gonna get, right? We'll go check out Fox News after this. So let's see what's happening in the world tonight at 7:46 p.m. Armed protests planned at all state capitals. So, all right, who is armed the protesting? We've got some soldiers there. The FBI has received information that all 50 state capitals. I love it when they spell capital with an O. It seems very, I don't know, it's different. Plus the U.S. Capitol in Washington are being targeted in the days leading up to Biden's inauguration. Oh my goodness, we're gonna get another weirdo in a Viking helmet that's gonna take over the entire country. It's very, very big threat. Let's see. Tapper presses National Guard chief on delayed riot response. So, all right. Well, I mean, we can't really watch that. From what I've heard, it was the mayor of Washington who asked the police ahead of time to not be there in large numbers and to sort of step down and not get involved because they didn't want to inflame tensions because the police. People complained that when the police got involved in the Black Lives Matter protests, they were like, this inflamed and caused violence. They were like, all right, we'll not be there. And the mayor of Washington is a black woman, and so apparently that was why there was fewer police there. I'm sure Tapper's not mentioning that. What do we got? Key arrests from the Capitol riot so far. I was told there were no arrests, that because people were mostly white, that nobody cared. But I guess there are arrests. Oh, who's this guy? All right. He doesn't look very happy to be arrested. And again, in the description of the video, if anybody wants to call in on Facebook, I can hold you up and we can have it out here. He looks very excited. He doesn't look as excited to be arrested. Oh, what's happening there? Where'd the picture go? Oh, there he is. Let's see. 20 federal criminal defendants related to last week's deadly pro-Trump riot. Deadly. You see, they'd say deadly. They just say deadly as if, these rioters killed someone, but it was the police that shot one of the rioters. So what are you going to do, right? Have been rounded up across the country since the insurrection. The insurrection! It was an insurrection. It wasn't a bunch of idiots just running into the office. With the allegations showing the danger of the mob. So this isn't biased at all. This is just raw news without any emotion. See, sometimes I check. I'm like, when I'm reading this, I'm like, this is so ridiculous. Does it say opinion somewhere? Let's see. Does it say opinion? But no, this is an actual news article. Facts first. It says facts first here. Um, oh, by two people. This is like a movie. Like you can't even write an article on your own. You have to. Anyways, I don't want to make fun of CNN because I want to be on CNN. Oh no! Stop! No! Don't play an ad. That's the guy. Why is Stanley Tucci in here? No! How do I stop this? Get off the screen. All right. Some of the defendants are accused.
More members of the pro-Trump.
Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. It's funny because this little mob of idiots is getting like full coverage. But if you recall, for the past few months, when there have been protests, riots, and burning cities down, and curfews on cities, and looting, and all of that, none of that was covered. Those were mostly peaceful protests. That's what those were. But this is a riotous mob, insurrection. This is insurrection. The other riots were just mostly peaceful protests, but this is insurrection. So some of the defendants are accused of bringing weapons and bombs to Capitol Hill. Okay, where were those? Indicative of the extremism of parts of the crowd. Yeah. So here's the thing. I mean, yeah, a bunch of idiots gathered and did stuff. Yes, but I don't feel like the country was in danger of being taken over. I think we need to calm down a bit. Others were photographed ransacking the building. Again, where were the photographs of looting for the past few months? Smiling while posing with congressional items. That's very dangerous. These are insurrection people smiling, such as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's lectern. What are they going to do with the lectern? Or her at her staffer's desk, or publicly brag about the crowd's violent and blah 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 weapons and bombs brought to D.C. Lawmakers described terror unfolding. It was very terror. What was going through my head was frankly terror, said Democratic Rep Susan Wild. Were there any Republicans that were quoted? Let's see. Nope. Democratic Jason Crow. Viral rioters also charged. What's a viral rioter? One of the federal defendants who wore into the Capitol no shirt, a bearskin headdress, face paint, and horns. This is very serious. I actually watched a clip of him being interviewed on Twitter. I think maybe from a previous time. It's funny. One of the clips of him is he's just yelling, "Thank you, President Trump." He seemed like mentally ill. But then another one, he talked for a couple of minutes about, he just thinks that the other side needs to have their say and their censorship and stuff. He sounded quite eloquent. And it's funny. He's certainly got a lot of news coverage. Like, you don't know about these other people, but you certainly know about Mr. Viking Helmet. All right, let's make this a bit smaller. We can see what everybody's. Everybody's getting all excited here. Let's see. What do we got here? Ami, compared to other Republicans, see, that's Ami's not biased. See, once people start calling another party by some made-up name, like where people go libtards, or you're saying Republicans, like I can't take anything seriously anymore because, basically, if you're saying the other, like if in a two-party system, saying the other party is just all disgusting, violent, racist people, then basically you're asking for a one-party system, which isn't a democracy anymore. You're just asking for everybody to either agree with you or not be allowed to exist, which, you could go to China, you could go to Russia, you could have that. I don't want to live in that. Let's see. Trump is corrupt, incompetent, petulant, and a bit racist. You can say he's whatever. You can say words like racist. You can call anyone racist. And that's what, everybody's racist now, right? I'm sure people are calling me racist. They got so many of us riled the past 4 years. Well, it's a democracy. You're allowed to get riled up and get angry. That is fair. Rioters killed a policeman, dude. Okay. Well, you can show me where that happened. Please read a bit about what happened there. Congress people were a few minutes from harm to their lives. If you want to be a pundit, educate yourself, man. All right, well, you are educating me. I am being educated. Christine O'Malley. Would you have attended this event if you were in the USA? I don't know. I might have, just because I like to go to interesting things. I went, where was I? I go to sometimes I go to the protests in Toronto, and there was one where a bunch of pro-Palestinian people were marching around, chanting "Death to the Jews," "A river of blood caused by the Jews," that kind of thing, and that kind of scared me. And then I saw them walking with their little signs on the subways after, so I like to see what's going on. Ami, stop with the whataboutism, Josh. You are talking out of your something right now. Read and watch raw video of what happened. Weapons, bombs, some of these had pretty bad intents. Yeah, no, I don't doubt it. I'm sure. I mean, what kind of person goes to a rally to cause trouble? I'm not defending these people. I don't think it's good. I'm just saying it's interesting how much, the news is blowing this up as an insurrection that was a danger to, like, as if they were going to take over the country. But when 26 million people were rioting and looting, that was literally just not covered at all. Did you just blah 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 bombs? I haven't read about any bombs. So let's find. It said accused of bringing bombs. I don't know where these bombs were. And again, bombs are not good. You're not supposed to bomb things. I'm not saying that's good. Are you a Trump supporter? I would not say I'm an anybody supporter. I look at individual policies individually. I'm not choosing a wife in somebody, so I'm not going to say yes or no about this person. I'd sort of look at individual things overall. I wouldn't support everything Trump does. I wouldn't be against everything he does. I think once you decide I am a Trump supporter or I'm a Biden supporter, you're no longer thinking anymore. You're just allowing somebody else to think for you, and you'll do whatever they say. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's easier. It's easier to just look at politics like that way. Like, I trust this person, so whatever they say, I'm going to do. Like a little child trusting their parents or something. But I think too much, so I find it difficult to just accept anything one person decides just based on who it is. Joe Law. It sounds like he might be a Trump supporter. Yes, okay. The guy with the Viking helmet has a Nazi tattoo. Okay. Yes, well, his whole body's tattooed. Again, he seems like a bit of an odd duck. Let's zoom in on him. I don't know. He's got his Aquaman arms. Maybe he should run for president. Let's see. Okay, Josh, stop talking about stuff you have zero knowledge about. This was a big issue. No one broke into Congress since the Brits burned it down in War of 1812. Yeah, no, it's not a good thing. One guy in the Canadian Parliament, that was a few years ago, what did he do? He had a little rifle and he shot dead a soldier who was guarding the war memorial, and then he ran into Parliament, and then somebody shot him dead. So, yeah, these are not good things. Christine O'Malley, the guy has tattoos with white supremacy connotations. You seem very well ill-informed. There's a video of the police officer being murdered. Let's see. Okay. Again, all bad things. Oh, no. Why did I just open my computer settings? All bad things. I find it interesting that everybody knows psychically, oh, these are Trump supporters. They know exactly who these people were. Let's see. Others charged with taking part in the melee, such as the Proud Boys Hawaii founder Nick Ox and Joshua Pruitt, who was identified in a November video reciting an oath to the Proud Boys, appear to have allied with fringe groups like the Proud Boys and QAnon. See, I don't know a lot about these things, but from what I've heard, the Proud Boys, which is a very silly name, who knows? I mean, they're just kind of like, anybody again who doesn't have extreme left views is seen as extremist right? So you're being labeled as that. So just to say, oh, Proud Boys and QAnon, this is what happened at the debate when the moderator was like, do you denounce white supremacists, and then Joe Biden says the Proud Boys, and Trump's like, fine, but apparently lumping everybody together isn't accurate. But whatever. I mean, you guys wanted. I mean, this is my opinion. Ami kept asking me, Josh, why don't you talk about what's going on? And he knows I don't agree with him on things, so he just wanted to do it to get excited and yell at me in the chat room. Let's see, who is this Christine O'Malley? I don't know a lot about these things. No kidding, dude. Well, you're welcome to broadcast your own thing. And also, I did say you guys are welcome to call in and have your say on the call-in show. Oh, but see, my filter off date, I've got a date now. So it starts in 48 seconds. Let's see. And my date says I've lived in 5 countries and love my work and make incredible pancakes. So I guess the insurrection will have to wait while I do my dates, unless, well, we got 34 seconds. Do you guys want to watch my date Nah, you can't watch my date. You haven't paid me enough to watch my date. So I guess I'll go off now, but maybe I'll come back live in like I got dates until 8:24 p.m. So I'll come back live in half an hour, and then I'll tell you about my dates. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we're all still alive in half an hour. Christy O'Malley. I hope she's a white supremacist. Yeah. Hopefully.